Oh dear, 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 dear. I have been trying to make this video for a long time. Almost 2 weeks now. This is my third attempt. And something always happens. But the good thing is now I have a lot more to show you because everything's continued to grow. So yay. This is one big table that I have in front of a long window, which gets sun early in the morning until about 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I still have some bright light, but I've had to add this shop light here, this long one that goes the whole length. And the way I've set it up is so that I can raise it or lower it on these strings over here. I can tie it tighter when they get bigger to lift it up higher. I can also slide it so that it faces forward more, or slide it so it faces back more, depending on which part of the tray needs more light, more sunlight. So yeah, so everything's coming up really well. I am still using some of these boxes too. This is corn that is going to be planted pretty soon, but I'm going to start some more too because not all of them germinated. And I'm really lucky that we have a long growing season because I'm always late, you know, it's just the way it is. This is a tray of basil, little springy cuties. And these are going to be taken out in little chunks and put in fabric baskets or part of the flower bed, the garden where I'm going to have tomatoes. I want to have a couple of basil plants, but I'll probably keep them on the fabric bags till they get bigger. And another slow one that's going to take some time is my ginger. So I just have it in some good draining soil, keeping it wet, and it should sprout. It said to just leave it kind of on the surface, so hopefully something will come of that. And then I have these are sweet potatoes. I think this is a stray tomato seed, and I don't know exactly what this is, but I know it will start to have little, this is just a weed, I'm sure. It'll start to have little vines start to grow out, sort of purpley, gothic looking, with heart-shaped leaves, dark red. And once those come up off of it, I should get a few for each. I have one here, one here, one here. And I should get some coming up off of each of them. And once they get big enough, then we pick them off the potato and put them in water to let them grow roots. Those are called the slips. And then when the slips have good roots, then you plant them as a plant. Yeah, so a little different than regular potatoes. And the last one on the outer row here is kind of a hodgepodge. It's so cute, so miniature. It's mostly, it's all medicinal herbs. And the reason I did them all together is because the seeds were so tiny. Here, I can pull this out a little bit. That's better. We have this LED light. So we have quite a few different types here. It's just starting to get big enough to see better. And I just have it in the seed starter mix. I just keep getting it wet on the top. And I actually had the cover to put over it in the beginning, just to keep the ground, to keep the soil wet. So I had this on top of it. And that was good to keep the humidity in. And then I've been leaving it open so we can get a lot of good light. And they're all sprouting, so let me tell you what was in there. Do I still have them here? Let me see. Yeah, here we go. So it was wormwood and St. John's wort, self-heal, mugwort, burdock, sage, and valerian and mullein. And the seeds were super, super tiny, so I just put them together and decided to grow them like this because then I can move them outside. I'm going to go in the front behind my strawberry plants up against the wall. And also I'm going to be putting some of these. I have a few more of these cells I need to fill up with the starter soil. And then I'm going to be using those for 2 kinds of quinoa, French vanilla and Oro de Valle quinoa, and German golden millet. Now these get to be kind of like bushy, so I think they would be nice up against the house. So they would get enough sun in the afternoons, plenty of sun. And a few of them I might put up front and just see what the difference is. The front of the house gets sun in the morning, but it's shady in the hottest part of the day. So those I'm going to start. And I always have a towel here because I always make a mess when I'm watering. Somehow or other, everything always spills or tips or drips. So I keep this handy. And these are corn. I don't think I showed you those. But I have to put some more in here because these didn't germinate. But it's good to start 5 or 6 and then 5 or 6 and then 5 or 6 about a week apart. So hopefully they actually mature and have corn spread out. So now back here we have some good looking plants. Everything is in 3-inch pots back here, and they're in a tray, so I can slide the whole thing forward or back. And it's lined with a plastic trash bag because the bottom has holes in it, so this keeps any overflow from going all over the table. And I have put tape on each one of them and put numbers on them, so I have a system for identification. And my list over here, that's numbered. So this time I wanted to do more of a variety, fewer of everything, but more variety. So I'm trying different varieties of tomatoes, different zucchinis, not zucchini, cucumber, broccoli and cauliflower and cabbage for sure. And those are some of these that are really thick. I planted them a little thicker because I'll just separate them out and put them in grow bags and maybe take 1 or 2 out to the main garden. So yeah, I have quite a few coming along. Oh, these are very nice back here. I believe these are, this is a number 18. It's a gray zucchini. So these are kind of like the Mexican style zucchini that you get. That's not the dark green. I also have a dark green. So I have 1 of each, 2 of each. And I'm going to be careful about overplanting zucchinis, but I do have a lot of melons. I have tomatoes back there. I have 5 different kinds of tomatoes. Just a couple of each, 2 or 3 in each pot. So you see. Yeah. And there are different varieties. Each one is a different variety. And then over here I have several types of peppers, and they haven't come up yet. They're notoriously slow, so I may take those out and put them up on the top shelf and on a heat mat just to keep the soil really warm, although it's quite quite warm out these days. Now it's finally the chill is off the air at night. For a while, we'll see. So the way I have it set up is really nice because this light can be shifted around. And then I have this, let's see, you can see it up here on the shelf. I have a clamp with the two gooseneck lights coming off. And they're nice because they're just narrow. They don't take up a lot of space. I can clip them wherever. And it's basically two rows of LEDs. They do get a little hot, so I don't keep them on for all that much time, but so I have one on each side, and you can really bend it to where you need to use it. It's very helpful. And then you can, this one has a timer as well, and then it has, you can decrease the intensity and still have it on, or you can increase. And this one does not. This one's just a shop light, so I have to turn the plug off because there's no on and off even. So, what else do I have back there? Watermelon. I have quite a few different types of watermelon since they did so well last year. And they're coming up fast. I actually planted 10 seeds out in the flower bed, or the little garden area on the outside of the fence. And it has 4 different varieties. So I can add these to them, or we're thinking of even just putting some around the beds of some of the trees, because we've got really good soil and compost and mulch on top of it, and they're getting watered regularly. So we may grow some melons. I need to get some cantaloupe and honeydew melon seeds. I didn't have any. I think I have some from last year. So what else? That's about it down here. I'm gonna fill up the dirt so I can germinate these last few things. And I have some nasturtium and zinnia still. The last of them. I've been spreading them out here and there, but I'm going to put some out in the front flower bed in front of the porch. I think I already put some in there, but I'm going to use those up. And I'm also going to plant a couple more artichoke seeds, germinate some to put out front, because oh my gosh, my artichoke plants are doing so well. But when they die off for the fall or for the end of this season, I think they'll stop producing. So I want to keep, having new ones coming. So I'm going to plant some more of those. Okay, I need to water everybody. We're all kind of dry. Let me see if I can get you even closer here. This is where I have to practice being graceful. That little one back there has quite a few tiny little sprouts. And those are celery sprouts. You can see where I need a towel. It's hard with the light. I just have to use my core strength, hold in my stomach, get the last row from the other side. Okay, these last 3. These are the peppers. I have a piece of grass in that one. And tomatoes. Broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage. Oh no, I've run out. I'll have to get some more water for the other tray. And then for these guys in the front. Now let me see which ones. So that's pepper, pepper, pepper. And what is the one right here? That is number 25? No, it would be 24, wouldn't it? 20. Yeah, 25. 25, 26, 27, 28, okay. 25. Number 25, chocolate beauty pepper. Yes, the peppers are very slow to germinate. I think they were probably the last things that got put out into the garden last year. Alright, I'm gonna go get some more water. And I'm gonna finish these guys. And I didn't show you up on the top shelf. There's where I have my sprouts, my lovely sprouts. Look at these. Come on, light. I'm gonna pick these tonight. I'm gonna cut them because they are ready to eat. These are all the tiny seeds that I grew together. I was growing 5 or 6 or 7 different trays of these trays, but there were only a few things in each one, and I thought, that's crazy, I'll just put them all together. So, and these are nice because I just have to rinse them off every day and make sure we still have water in the tray underneath, because you can see how the roots grow through down there. I'll just cut them off and pull the sprouts out, and then all the roots will go into the compost and back into the garden. So this has been working out great. I've had the cover off so they could get a lot of nice light, so it'll be full of nutrients from the sun. And the other one is the big stuff, the jungle. These are overdue. I've been picking some, but more keep growing up because I put a lot of seeds in here. And these were the bigger seeds. These are sunflowers and peas. I think some beets. I can't remember what else. Yeah, so these have to be cut off as well. And they have some really healthy roots underneath here. Little mini jungle. So, I'm going to add that to some arugula and some other veggies and make some dressing. I made some dressing the other day with cashews and nutritional yeast, and it was all nice and yummy, creamy, spicy, put a bunch of spices in it. I haven't been doing any cooking videos because my kitchen is completely torn apart because I had a little bit of a fit. I decided to completely empty my counter space, and I have a very large wraparound counter, but the cats continuously get in there. They get up there no matter what I do, no matter what I say. I have 5 cats, and they get into everything. So if I keep it clear, then when I want to use the counter, I can just use my cleaner spritzer and wipe it down and make sure it's all clean before I use it. Because I'm tired of picking things up. Paperwork's getting trashed, and oh my gosh. Anyway, that's a big project, and once I get that done, I'm going to be so happy to use my kitchen. It's going to be much more organized, and my spices will be all figured out. Yeah, so before I go get the water, I'll just give everybody a nice spritz with this just plain water. Don't really need to do anything extra for all these guys because they're growing in some very, very nice starter mix, seed starter mix, organic. And tomorrow, well, I want to grow, because it's just the full moon, I want to grow the things that come up, that grow up out of the ground. And then when the moon is going towards new moon again, dark moon, then you plant the root things, root vegetables. So I want to put the seeds in for stuff that comes up. And then I'll do carrots and beets and I don't know, what else do I have? Everybody likes a little bit of humidity in the desert. Yeah, and I won't do anything to them fertilizer-wise until they get planted, and then I'll just put some of our natural compost tea that we have outside for the big garden. Put some of that in there, and I'm gonna use a bale of just inexpensive hay, cow hay, to use as a mulch under all the plants and around in between, and try and keep the weeds down and keep the ground a little cooler, use the water more efficiently, etc. So there we are. I've got a lot of work ahead. Pretty soon I gotta get the rest of my baskets ready. I have the fabric bags on the front porch, and right now I have 5 that have potatoes growing. I have more potatoes in the garden from last year, as well as artichokes, and I just had the last of the Swiss chard from last year. It went over the winter and I was still eating it, but that's done, and hopefully I'll have more to report back soon when all this stuff gets put outside. It's gonna be exciting. I've been working on the back garden. I put a lot of, not back garden. I call it the back because it's, my main way is out back to the horses, and that's my front. So out on the porch, in the front of the house, I have my little water features, and it's where I feed the hummingbirds, and so I've already planted all of the little flower boxes with greens and flowers, and I put some crystal things back there that I'll show you. I gotta get some more little lights, and once everything starts growing up, I'll be spending some time back there. I'm gonna do a nice night video on the back porch, front porch, front porch, front porch. The other porch, not the one that I made the video on. Okay, well, I also have some moon water because I put a nice big jar of water outside, big glass jar, for the full moon last night, and my big labradorite piece to sort of represent every crystal in the house, because I have over 100, I'm sure, and couldn't get them all out for nothing, but anyway, because the labradorite is such a cosmic energy, I thought it would be a good representative to pull in that blue moon energy. And the last thing to show you over here are my little crystal guardians to help the garden grow. Yeah, we have this beautiful, this is a smoky quartz. Nice huge piece from every angle. It's very interesting. It has amethyst, a lot of amethyst color in there, and lots of points, faces. There's a big rainbow in there. So nice. And this is really strong bonding earth energy and clearing anything, anything harmful from the earth, the air, the water, anything that should not be in it. So I'll put that here. And I have a little organite pyramid. This is resin that has metal, and it has crystal, and it has copper coil at the top, and the pressure as it shrank in the mold, the pressure that was put on the crystals produces an energy, crystal energy, that interacts with the inorganic, the metal pieces, doing back and forth, positive, negative, and then the pressure of it squeezes through here and shoots out the lovely negative ions, or orgone, or chi, or prana. And yeah, I have a giant one outside that I will show you. And I have another device, copper device, out on the porch that I put out for the full moon. And now she's gonna stay out there. This is from Peru. My ex-husband actually brought it back for me. He didn't even know what it was. I had to explain it to him. And he kind of rolled his eyes, but that's okay. And then I have my very large quartz crystal. And this lovely, let me see if I can get it. This beautiful green fuchsite. And this is such a grounding earth energy. It's just perfect for my germination station. Yeah. So, my little crystal guardians over here. And that's about it for now. I hope to move some of these out to the garden and maybe start a few more of some of these different things. I'm determined to have mostly things that I eat a lot of. So I would really like to have plenty of greens, but also broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, carrots, potatoes. Those are the things that I use the most. And tomatoes and cucumbers and squash. That's great too, and I can preserve a lot of it. So I'll be doing a lot of different techniques to make the most of my yield this year. Alright. Well, I hope this one is a short and sweet and relaxing visit. I am going to very quietly read the names of the different varieties of vegetables. So just take a minute to get comfortable, and you can close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath. All right. Moon and stars, watermelon. Tender sweet, watermelon. Crimson sweet, watermelon. Yellow petite, watermelon. Yellow pear tomato. Roma tomato. Brandywine tomato. Orange cherry tomato. Mortgage lifter tomato. Black grim tomato. Beefsteak tomato. And Ruby's German green tomato. Beet alpha cucumber. National pickling cucumber. Lemon cucumber. Muncher golden self-blanching celery, Marconi red pepper, jalapeno pepper, sweet